Hey y'all, it's Caitlin from Team BlackBox, and today we are here to talk with Bender. Bender has been trading for 7 years and has been with Team BlackBox for 3.5. Today he'll be sharing how he uses BlackBox real-time alerts and tools to fit his trading style. Bender, are you ready? We're excited to hear what you have to say.
Hey, Caitlin, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Happy to be here. And definitely can walk through a couple things with you. Some of the ways that I use the platform here and use it in conjunction with my trading style. So the first thing that I like to do in the morning, I'm usually here about 15, 20 minutes before the bell. I just watch this pre-market scan and I look for anything that's moving. I look for things with volume. I'll look at anything that's made a decent size move. And right here within the platform, you can click on a ticker and I can look at the news and I can see if that specific ticker has any news on it today that's causing that pre-market move. So that's kind of the first thing that I look for. I'll add those to my watch list. I'll see how they act pre-market. After that, once the bell rings, then I'm looking for options flow. Usually it's a few minutes before we actually get any alerts that come in. So I'll just kind of watch the flow that comes in and I'll filter this flow. A lot of times I'll just be looking at calls and maybe calls, maybe only sweeps and maybe only sweeps either above $500,000 in value or greater than 500 contracts. So I'll set those filters and just kind of see what comes in first in the options flow. This is a very powerful tool. This is showing you, where the big money is going. When you start seeing the same ticker hit in the flow here, it's like, all right, I need to keep an eye on this because there's big money piling into this. Something's going on. I'll go check and see if that ticker has news. And then I'll watch the chart. And that's kind of how I use the platform is I use this flow here combined with technical analysis. So I'll pull up a chart on multiple time frames and try to understand, all right, all this flow's coming in. Is it coming in because of news or is this just a technical setup on the chart? And I'll try to understand, I'll draw my lines of support and resistance and I'll use the other indicators that I have to try to make sense of it and see if I can understand, hey, why are all these people buying here? And that's primarily how I use it, is I combine the flow here with the alerts together with my analysis of the charts. Down here in the bottom left, you can also keep an eye on, the most active calls, the most active puts, where the bullish flow and bearish flow is. So I'll keep an eye on that throughout the day as well. There's also, ticker alerts, not just options flow alerts. If you see the stock alert and you see flow coming in and from a technical perspective, it sets up, those are all signs that it has a good probability of moving, in the direction that you want it to move. I'll also give an example of something that happened today. And I think that the platform is fantastic. And the information that you get out of the platform is really, really good. But along with that, the conversations that happen in Discord and the resources that we have in Discord on live chat, live voice, you got the mods talking. Sometimes, we'll see flow come in, and this happened today on Yum. We'll see flow come in, bullish flow, and the ticker makes a move. And I was actually looking at Yum at some areas of resistance for a potential rejection or the potential for it to break down and start moving the other direction. And I called that out on Discord. And I said, here's what I see as areas of potential resistance. I was looking at longer term charts. And I called that out. And when I did, one of Mel Stone, who I'm sure you'll hear from as well, our dark pool expert, when I brought that up, she said, well, I haven't seen anybody flipping out of these calls yet. And I haven't seen anything in the dark pool. I'll keep an eye on it. And if that happens, then I'll let you know. So now I've got another set of eyes on this. I've got another set of eyes watching it. If it does reject, people start flipping out of those calls, or we see some big dark pool, some big volume in the dark pools, that then someone, will call that out and say, hey, there's now they're flipping out of Yum, or, we're seeing these prints in the dark pool. And that tells me that, okay, now maybe we have a chance for it to go the other direction. I know a lot of people went long on Yum today and did well on it. I thought the rumor, I thought it got a little bit too much of a move based on a rumor after the drop from earnings. So I was looking for that rejection. So I think when you can combine the information that you get from the platform, the information that you can read into the flow and see what's going on there, if you can combine that with some technical analysis and the information that you get out of the people, the mods in Discord. I mean, we got so many eyes on things that, if something hits the news, some headline comes out, it gets talked about almost instantly. So, imagine having an entire team helping you, keep eyes on everything. You just don't get that without this community. And to me, the combination of the community and the platform is really what makes this something special. I think I've shown you the news, which I use a lot. There's quite a few other like hidden gems in here. If you go into, the volume ratio scanner, you can see the things that are, that are higher than their normal volume, that are trading higher volume. There's also a post-market scanner. So at the end of the day, close of the bell, I'll come over to the post-market scan and I'll watch and see if anything, moves after hours. Usually for the first 30 minutes after the bell, we're talking about earnings and we're going through those. So I'll listen in on how companies are reporting, and I'll watch the post-market scanner to see what's moving, and that kind of starts the creation of my watch list, for the next day. So, those are probably the key points on how I use the system. The things that I found to be, the most useful. Along with all this, if you are a newer trader, you can follow along with the mods and the calls that they're making in Discord, and as well as watch me on Twitch. I'm streaming this stuff live throughout the day at twitch.tv/BenderProfitBox. So hopefully that was helpful. That's all I got. This system is awesome. Gives you all the information you need. And there's a lot of help in our community to go along with it. So, with that, I will pass it back to you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Bender. That was some great information. I really like how you talked about the options flow that BlackBox provides, as well as the Discord channel that we have and the community that creates. But I do have one more final question for you, and that is, how does trading with BlackBoxStocks give you an advantage in the marketplace?
Like I said, I've traded with, just using what's built into my platform. I've used Fidelity, I've used E-Trade, and scouring the internet for information, right? If you're still looking for stocks to trade based on information on StockTwits, you're doing it wrong, right? If you're spending all your time Googling for that next big runner, you're doing it wrong. So I think what makes this so much better and so much different is, the options flow, those algo-based alerts, being able to follow the big money, and then having 1,000 eyes on the market at any time, so that when something comes through, we hit it fast. There's so many times that we hear about stuff, that somebody brings something up, and we're in before that move happens. If you're watching CNBC halftime show or something else and listening for those tickers to be called out, we're already in them most of the time. So I think that's a huge advantage.
Bender, thank you so much for sharing your options flow and technical analysis strategies with us today. From Team BlackBox, this is Caitlin, and that's all we have. Remember to click subscribe below so you can receive instant access to more trading videos just like this one. You can also become a member with us at our website, www.blackboxstocks.com. As a new member, you'll receive access to exciting tools and alerts in the community that Bender mentioned today. Bye for now.